situation. In Lagos, the Vehicle Inspection Office plays a crucial role in ensuring road safety and enforcing traffic regulations. However, the fines imposed on defaulters have been a subject of controversy, with many motorists complaining about the perceived harshness of the penalties. As 2025 progresses, it's essential to examine the current fine structure and how it affects motorists, and what measures can be taken to promote compliance and fairness. Well, let's have this discussion now with Engineer Akin George Fashel, as the Director of Lagos State Vehicle Inspection Services. Great to have you on the show.
Good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm fine. Okay. So, definitely, looking at the role, your office plays, it's definitely very, very important. And as a motorist, myself, you're driving by and you see maybe defaulters, complaining about being caught, but at the end of the day, it's the law. You have to pay a fine. So, what have you seen so far, in respect to, revenue generated by your agency in, say, 2024? How's it been?
Okay, so I don't measure my success, or we don't measure our success based on the revenue generated. Is the KPIs for that is the amount of reduction we have been able to do in terms of safety aspect of it. So, of course, like anything else in the state, if you feel aggrieved in any way, there's always channels for that that to be addressed. We take it on an individual basis based on evidence. If a camera catches you, we provide the evidence, and it's for you to challenge it and say it's not me. And we look at the mitigating factors. And but it has been my experience 9 times out of 10, if you are charged,
they're mostly guilty.
Yeah, mostly guilty. But there have been occurrences where there's a legitimate complaint, and we've addressed it accordingly. Machines are not fallible, so to speak. But for the most part, 95% of the time, they're always on the money.
Well, some would say, even if they're wrong, they make some kind of offense, on the road. They'll say, this is maybe my first time, making such an offense, and you expect some kind of leniency and maybe go and sin no more. But it seems the officers are mostly about getting the money.
That's not true. Like I said earlier, we do it on a case-by-case basis. Depending on the case you put up, we will look at it on the value of what you put up. And if it is your first time, like indeed you say, I'll give you a case in point. I've been out of town, just got back, driving to renew my documents for my vehicles. Camera caught me. Depends on how you present that case. Do I genuinely believe that you were just coming back? Anybody can tell me I just came back. Okay, so sometimes vehicle owners go the extra step, bring their passport, will show, they just got stamped in, things like that. We'll take it on a case-by-case basis. It's never about revenue. It's about protecting road users because it's a shared asset. Case in point, we just started speed cameras in the state. So, you need to be mindful of your speed. It's not that we're looking to punish anybody, but certain mitigating factors dictates that we adhere to speed limits in certain areas of the state to bring down the possibility of accidents, reduce the fatalities and whatnot. So those are criteria we have.
Yeah, I like when I see those speed limits.
Those are criteria.
I don't like to drive really fast.
And you have to agree with me. There are some places where just vehicle owners are just way too fast, and we need to reduce that speed accordingly. Right. So that's what it is.
All right. So from what you've seen so far, how difficult is it, or is it getting easier? Managing traffic in Lagos.
It's 50-50. Okay, so people are adhering to the tech that we're bringing on board to help ease the burdens, but it takes a while for it to filter through because I get a lot of oh, I didn't know this was going on, which is why we always continually address the media, put notations out so that people are aware this is what is going on in the state and for this particular purpose. So I'd say it's 50-50. We've seen a significant reduction in violations, but also you have to be cautious of the fact that a lot of vehicles also come from out of states, particularly in Lagos State. They come in, do what they got to do, and they breathe out. So, do they know? That's questionable. But we'll continue to do the advocacy as necessary to make sure that everybody knows. I think over a period of time, the knowledge will come through that you can't do this, there are restrictions here and there, and then we'll move forward.
All right, let's look at wait times now, because when you're trying to get to your roadworthiness, you have to, get to the office there, and some have complained about having to stay in line for a long time.
Okay.
Like, it depends on which branch, you're going to, but I think the one at Ojodu, I hear...
Heavily.
Yeah, people wait for like 8 a.m., they're there till about 2 p.m., and that's man hours being wasted there.
Okay, so that in particular is one of the things that we're trying to educate and deal with holistically. And that is predicated on the fact that the way the state is structured, in the morning people migrate to a certain area of the state because of work, and in the evening they migrate to a certain area of work. Ikeja and Lagos Island are the most congested areas in the state at any one given time. So places like Ojodu that you mentioned, because a lot of our business activities happens in the Ikeja area, and it's one of our biggest facilities, everybody wants to come there. Even though you are scheduled a time and a slot, irregardless, they still want to come. Or I'll just go there, see if they can.
Is that like the best branch?
It's not the best branch, but it is one of the biggest, and it's close to most businesses, most facilities. So vehicle owners feel, let me take the advantage of the fact that it's right there. I can just pop in and pop out. I have 35 centers littered across the states that people don't even go to. So we're working on a model to make that as essentially, different from what it used to. So like now we are offering online registration for renewal of your roadworthiness. What that does is, I don't really need you to come to the office to say...
I don't have to bring the car there.
No, hold on.
Okay.
You still have to bring the car regardless.
Okay.
But I'm going to let you choose time, place, venue that's convenient for you within the given time frame to take that vehicle, so you don't congest one place. So by you, as it is now, when you register your intention to do roadworthiness, a computer gives you the venue, gives you the time slot based on what is available. But now I want you to choose. You will choose the time, you will choose the place, you will choose the area that you want to go to that is convenient.
So I don't have to go to the Ojodu branch and spend 6 hours trying to...
That's what we're trying to get at.
Okay.
So that also leaves you to do other things. I don't necessarily have to have you come into one of the physical offices. It's not necessary, when you can sit by your phone or your desk or your computer and just do it. Okay. You pay the appropriate fee. There's no third party involved. You can see all the centers, the time slots, the availability, and then you pick. So those are one of the things that tech is. So
you don't have to go to the Ojodu branch.
No, please no.
All right, so let's look at fines now.
Yes.
For the defaulters. I believe if you don't have your papers,
yes.
Right, it's about 20,000.
It is 20,000
per paper.
Yes.
So definitely some would say it's high.
Well, I don't make the rules in regards to that. That's a state law. And actually, it's a deterrent. It's not to generate revenue. Let me let people understand something. So if you do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, how you're supposed to do it, you're not paying a dime to anybody. Not the states, nobody. So the fines are a deterrent to stop people from doing things they are not supposed to do. I mean, Lagos State doesn't wake up at the end of the year and say, okay, I'm going to make a projection. I want to collect 50 billion in fines for next year. Nobody does that. A fine is as a result of you being negligent one way or the other. The blame is yours. It's not anybody else's. And like I said, it's a deterrent for you not to do it because everything that a motorist uses, except for the car itself, is a shared asset amongst everybody. So we need to protect everybody involved. Safety, security, all that.
All right. Do you think, when it comes to the officers now,
yes,
can they be more proactive, when it comes to not letting or allowing people, break the traffic laws, or just stand by and wait till it's broken?
That's a good question. Okay, so yes and no. There are sometimes, depending on you as a vehicle owner, the manner in which you approach an officer, if he's found you wanting already, he's going to respond to you depending on how you respond to him. He's there to do a job, one. Secondly, he can choose to caution you based on your behavior, right? So there are some offenses that are not cautionable. It's just a straight offense. But, like a documentation, oh, sir, I understand this time. I'm going to take your word for it, but please don't let me apprehend you next time. Go and fix your papers. You can go. That depends on how you interact with him. And, I'm not saying that they're going to be nice to you all the time, because what we have found in time past is that recurrent offenders, they do it deliberately, thinking they will not get caught. So some people, it is when you catch them that they show. If you don't catch them, they will continue to violate that law over and over and over. We've apprehended so many people. In 5 years, they haven't gotten one documentation. In 5 years. How is that? That has to be...
Is it too expensive for
them? No. Okay, so most of the time, one fine of 20,000 can adjudicate for the documents that you're supposed to have.
All of the documents?
All of the documents, except for insurance, and that being the fact that it has gone up recently. Other than that, if you look at it holistically, roadworthiness, vehicle license, at best, without the insurance, roadworthiness, vehicle license for most cars is about 11,000 naira per year for private citizens. For commercial, that's twice a year because they are commercial. They're deemed to earn money from that. So, you look at it holistically, it just doesn't add up.
So, after paying all of this,
yes,
what does the motorist get?
What do you mean, what do they get?
Because, you pay for the registration,
yes,
and all of that, you renew.
Yes.
Every year. What are we getting?
Okay, fantastic. So every document that accompanies a car has what I call a means to an end. Your vehicle license is a road tax to help the state fix roads. So is your roadworthiness certification as well, part of it at least. That is also to help you and help the state make sure that that vehicle that you're driving is also safe. Since we've been doing computer testing, I cannot tell or stress the amount of times we have shown vehicle owners the condition of their cars that is about to fall apart. Mind I add to that, they see the benefits of the investment in that process. So it's not just, okay, give me your money and come and collect the roadworthiness certificate. No, actually, we showcase the optimal condition of your car as at that time. You see, and so it even gives you a better understanding when you are conversing with your mechanic on maintenance of your vehicles. You are in a position of knowing, like, I know the condition of the car.
I know what part I need.
Exactly.
You don't add
don't add and don't take away from it.
Right.
Just do. So there's value added in that aspect, and we'll continue to add value. Even with the CNG vehicles that are being converted now, we are going into that mode too, where we offer safety advocacy around the whole installation of CNG in your car. So it's always a win-win situation.
Win-win for us. All right. Definitely, we hope for the best, going forward, and we don't have more defaulters.
No, we're not
in
looking.
2025.
We're not looking for defaulters.
Right.
We're looking for willful compliance. Part of the job is to bring down the numbers of compliance, and actually, we're in the business of saving lives. So it's not about revenue generation. No, not at all.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. It was great having you.
Break
break it all down for us, Engineer Akin George Fashola, Director of Lagos State Vehicle Inspection Services. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you very much.